little bit of a scratch there on Superman. Long range fight here for Hayes. And another long range for Neptune and Wardell. But Neptune is the better in that heads-up gunfight.
Oh, you're going to try to outduel Neptune.
Rise!
I would argue.
Rise!
Probably the best shot on the server at the present moment. The closest contemporary for him, other than Wardell, has been Superman. So you've got your own teammate as the next lethal force. Rise on attack, by the way. They come into the second half with a lead. They'll start off the very first pistol round, not just with a kill on the Wardell. That's a high priority target, but then they'll also get the spike down, and Superman takes out 2 before getting stunned by the Trailblazer and finished off by Sabrosa through the wall. Still an advantage for Rise. Out goes the flash. Doesn't hit Poised at all. They know he's there, and Sabrosa will peek around the corner. Poised reaction time, just not good enough.
Yasin Tufik.
Young friend.
Voila.
3v2 now, and Shanks will make that a 3v1. Leviathan falls. Sabrosa, who's been good so far, looks the wrong way. Too many angles, and Shanks will punish him for that. Rise take the very first pistol round, as they've been good on pistols all day.
Yeah, actually, I
don't think Rise is DMCA free. I don't think I can play it.
Pistol team between these two. And you were talking about Superman right before he actually managed to get that beautiful 2-piece. And the fact that Wardell was down early really caused a lot of problems. If we're talking about the lethality of these players,
GG's, we lost. It's not over. It's not over. Stop.
So you lose the first pistol round, lose the first half, but you make a recovery. Then you lose the second pistol round. The recovery's momentum effectively halted.
Not over.
Now it's tricky for TSM. Especially
I like that play. I like that play. I like that play, but it just didn't work. But I like that play.
For Neptune.
Come on, Bang. Come on, Bang.
Finally, Bang will shut him down. But just one as the toxic screen goes up, takes it 2 kills.
This is the round that matters. This is the round that fucking matters. Come on!
Just like that. I mean, not to add insult to injury here, but you have to ask
guys, silence! 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 This is the fucking round.
In the last
silence
hour and 30 minutes, TSM has won a total of 5 rounds.
This is the fucking round.
6 rounds, somewhere in that window. That is a number that nobody on that team is going to be happy or confident with. Unless there's a lengthy delay, that is quite a small number. Rise are hitting their shots. Their utility is working well. They're coordinating and rotating effectively, reading the sights on attack effectively, and also reading the attacks well when they're on defense. And you've got Shanks seemingly able to hit just about anything. Hazed will sit him down, though. So for the remainder of this round, however long it may be, he'll sit on the bench. Looked like it was an A take coming in for Rise. They might be thinking something different as Sabrosa's floated over towards mid, but he hits the pillar and, well, his line of sight is gone. Instead, his focus is going to be over towards the connector, linking to B.
Playing the same way Neptune played when he was on defense. And look at this push. Down goes Neptune.
No.
Think of his name and he will die, I suppose. And Poise does get the re, but an even man count as that mid control goes the way of Rise.
Okay.
And of course, Rise have that upper hand from the first 2 rounds. They didn't go full buy, though, so now they can start to pick up the weaponry that TSM is dropping after TSM went full buy after those first 2 losses.
Hey,
next round and imperil them. With how close Rise is to match point, that's not ideal. Hayes now will shoot away at the recon dart, but it's a little bit too slow. Cage goes out to try and distract from it, playing around the safety of the pyramid. Derek with that Ares, he loves it so. Bang, obviously, not a fan. TSM in a 2v3. Hayes dropped. Leviathan last alive. Playing up top. What can he do? Takes out Derek. Nicely done. I'll have to go against the toxic screens. The plant goes down successfully. It's Superman and Poise as they'll manage to get away. Firing from Leviathan. The tracers won't register. He'll be spotted by that turret if he doesn't choose wisely. And he sees the turret. He'll go on to the plant. They know where he is. They're going to have to be quick. Superman sees him. It's a tight angle, but with the Bulldog, he wins the fight. And Rise ever closer to putting TSM out of their misery.
Oh boy. Okay, so mid could have gone a lot better for TSM, obviously. Even exchange there. This is gonna... Wow. Already, Parker.
I mean, at what point? If you're TSM...
That's what I'm saying.
If you're TSM, you go full buy. That is, with where we're at in the game right now, that previous round was basically a must-win for TSM.
Yeah.
Because they're almost certain to lose this one. It's going to put Rise up to 11. Rise can save for the next round because they're not going to need to buy outside of maybe the utility they use, and if a couple people die, then they can then obviously buy for them. Which means that now you're only 2 rounds away, and TSM is 6 rounds behind. You have no choice but to do it right now.
Yeah, it really is. It's their only option, and that's, I mean, that's part of it though, Parker. It's an already type deal. And you were discussing, we were talking about how Rise's coordination was impeccable. I think that's their main thing. It's the fact that Rise is so well, they're doing so well at playing together as a team, but also they've got so many lethal weapons. Nobody's really dropping, no one's putting up slack here, Parker. Rise is across the board performing in a lethal role, and on the other hand, TSM is practically discordant here on Breeze, and that's scary. Now, obviously, I don't know what the comms are like, but at least in their coordination, it's not there.
Now, Michael, Lethal Weapon's a movie from the 80s.
You hadn't done it yet today, so
I had to
you
get
one,
one,
Parker.
Who doesn't like Lethal Weapon? I don't know. Bangs down for the count, by the way. Shanks has been wonderful in the second half thus far, hitting all of his shots. He was good at the tail end of the first two with that operator in hand, but now in this case, he's going to make it work with the Vandal. Pulled out and ready. Beautiful shot from Sabrosa on the Poise downtown. Might as well have been in his spawn, and that's a pick that they desperately need. You need to recover the weapon that Poise dropped if you're TSM. That's going to be absolutely crucial. You need that weaponry to contend. Creeping up to elbow, though, is Superman, and Hayes might just stray right into his line of sight. There you go. Plowed by the Bulldog. Superman doesn't need to do too much else. He can just continue to back away.
Just man advantage, weaponry advantage, and Rise are still being cautious and still playing together. Patience there just netted them another freebie.
Well, unfortunately for TSM, I'm not entirely certain what they can do to turn this one around after they took that time out, especially when Shanks is hitting shots like that.
Come on, Levy.
Peek around, the Marshal gets called out, and down one goes. Spike planted as well, but the location of Leviathan given away. Zabroza was great with that first shot, but he still just has the Sheriff in hand. He's going to have to do some work, maybe pick up a weapon, and there's two on the ground surrendered by both Shanks and Poised. Numbers advantage still favors Rise right now as they're sitting very patiently around the spike, mother henning it almost, not letting anybody get particularly close. Eric will watch one way as Sabrosa will pop on up, taking some damage, peeks around the corner, and it's a bullet pen kill! Derek pivots, 3 kills for him on the round, if I do believe, and Rise continue to move forward. They're only 2 rounds away from winning the series.
Well, at this point, Parker, it's looking pretty solid, but it's not quite done yet. As we've seen, and as you could see for the play in from Rise, they know TSM are still lethal when they're down bad. That last round was a lot closer than it had any right to be, considering we had Sheriffs and Marshals in the hands of TSM. Almost a comeback on that one, almost a thrifty, not quite. A's really aggressive on A. He'll fall back away, I guess, he places his utility. Wardell now, operator, I believe, in hand. Yes, indeed. He hasn't had a lot of these through this map, but finally he gets what he wants, and he might even get a pickup Poise. Depends on the timing of that.
Wardell's impact as a whole has not been particularly strong as TSM have had their struggles thus far. Neptune trying to capitalize. It's an absolute mess inside the site. Utility being tossed back and forth. Ultimate's out as well. And people all over the site completely blinded. And who walks away with the lead? But it's Rise. And there's another for them to continue to add. Shanks 2 big kills. They can smell match point.
Bullet in the chamber will stop all of the pain. Blood on the wall drips just like red rain. Feel my soul seep out with each line from the blade. No one sings along to the songs that I have made. Deep in thought like Socrates, I am not your property. Treated like a mockery. Glad no one is stopping me. Not what you should idolize. This is my final goodbye. But if I ever hurt you, I truly apologize.
Which is what his goal is going to be, can further help the team. He's sitting up top of the metal doors inside of Hall, watching really the only 2 angles he can get pressured from. You can hear that Spike gets ever closer. The round at this point is over. We might be 1 round away from the series being over as well. Leviathan seems quite successful in staying alive. He doesn't engage with Poise. He decides to hide instead, narrowly escaping the explosion radius of that Spike. And it's match point for Rise.
Wow. Slow bleed out on the floor there for TSM in that last round, but a definitive kill for Rise. The execution onto A was just too lethal. One of the things that I'm noticing with Rise is that there is no hesitation. They take their opportunity of engagement off the skies, guiding light, or off of Superman's Viper Pit, you know, whatever the case be, they're taking their opportunities and they're committing to them. Shanks as well as that X factor on Jet. I mean, he's the ideal Jet right now, and he's really putting up the performance that you need on these entries. Now, at the beginning of this, potentially the last one. Potentially. See mid-control early for Rise.
Leviathan saved, by the way, so they can toss that Phantom over to Wardell, but Shanks says no thanks. So good so far for Rise. The winner of this matchup has a duel against Edset, and Shanks is making it his own all the while. It's none other than the Kansas City Shuffle. You look left while they look right. TSM is not need to worry about Rise's presence inside a B by pillar, spike going down, and TSM is to Wardell to contend. This is also a spot at the last chance qualifiers. Rise Nation can taste it, they know it, they're just seconds away. Oh my, but Hayes gets 2. Holy smokes. They still have a fighting chance, it's now a 2v2. Their matchup on the line. And Wardell be the hero? No, Derek takes him down, so Hayes will have to do it all. He's been involved in so many altercations, completely blind. And the man of the hour, Neptune, sends TSM home. Goodness gracious, Rise will continue their march towards Berlin.